Hey guys, in your read aloud, you heard a story that was called Nobody Owns the Sky, and it was a story about Betsy Coleman. So if y'all remember, you just read this. Um, this is a biography, and we're going to talk this week about biographies and and today we're going to talk about what is a biography. So a biography is the story of all or parts of a real person's life written by someone else. So in our story that we read today, it was over Betsy Coleman, and it was about her life and just things that were important about her life. Okay, so I'm going to write what the definition is. So a biography is the story, and you don't need to write this, of all or parts of a real person. So keyword is real person, or person's life, comma, written by someone else. So it's being told by someone else, so not that person. So this story was not written by Betsy Coleman, it was written by someone else. It was actually written by Reeve Lindbergh. Okay, so it was not written by Betsy Coleman. So biographies are written by other people. Okay, and then let's kind of talk about what are some things as we go on this week and we read different biographies. Let's talk about what are some things that we are going to be finding in biographies. Okay, so let me make a chart here, because not all biographies are the same. So I'm going to make like what we call a T-chart. It's not perfect. And on this side, we're going to talk about what are some things that biographies are always going to have. So we're always going to find these in biographies. So I'm going to put always. Okay. So in a biography, you're always going to have an author is always going to tell the story of another person's life or part of it. So we're always going to have that. See, Sandra cannot write with this marker because she's going to take up too much space. So let me redo this. I have to write with the pen. Okay. And you don't need to write this down, guys. Okay, so this is going to be always. So we're always going to find these things in a biography. Okay, so the first thing is the author tells the story of another person's life or part of it. So remember, it doesn't have to be all of it. It can be parts of their lives, and usually the important parts. Another thing that biographies always have is the author includes facts. about the person's life. So remember, a biography is going to be an informational piece, so everything that's in there are facts. So the author includes facts about the person's life. Okay. Another thing that a biography is always going to have is the author tells about the important things the person did. So if we think about the biography we read today, it was telling us the important things about Betsy Coleman's life. So one of the important things was she became the first, not only woman, but African American pilot to be in the sky. So those were the important details, and it talked about, how she was able to do that, what she had to do to become that. The author tells about the important things a person did. And then one of the last things that we're always going to find in a biography is the author gives an important message. And so the message that was in our book today was so dreams can come true through hard work and dedication. So she had this dream of becoming a pilot. She did have some obstacles in her life, but she overcame those obstacles. And with hard work and dedication, she was able to do what she wanted to do. Okay. So now let's talk about some things that sometimes happen in biographies. They may not always happen in biographies. And we're going to label this side often. So we often, and what the word often means is kind of like, it doesn't always happen, but most of the time it does. So the author so sometimes the author tells about a person's life in the order that it happened. In the order it happened. And so it may not be all the time, but often it will. Another thing is the author includes made up dialogue based on facts. So who kind of remembers, we talked about this very early on in the year, who remembers what dialogue is? So dialogue is when two people are talking. So if you noticed, a biography is a story. So it is informational, but it's told in a story-like way. And so there are characters, and so they are talking, but their dialogue is based on fact. So it's not just made up conversation that they made up. It's about the facts that went on in that person's life. It's based on facts. Remember, these are things that often happen. Another thing is the author includes quotes by the person. So what quotes are is things that people have said, that person has said, and so they're adding that into the story. Okay. Another thing is there is additional information at the end of the book timeline. So this one didn't have that. So like I said, it often happens. It doesn't happen in all the books. There is additional information at the end of the book, and it sometimes comes in a timeline form. Okay, and then the last thing is the author includes photographs or illustrations. So in the book that we read today, guys, it was illustrations. Okay, that means there were pictures that were drawn. Okay, so real quick, let's go back over some things. So we said that a biography is the story of all or parts of a real person's life written by someone else. So this is the main important part. And then some things as we read through the week, I want you to notice if you see any of these things. So always, the author always tells a story of another person's life or part of it. The author includes facts about the person's life. The author tells about the important things a person did, and the author gives an important message. And then some things that we often find in biographies, but not all the time, is the author tells about the person's life in the order that it happened. The author includes made-up dialogue based on facts. The author includes quotes by the person. There is additional information at the end of the book, and it comes in like a timeline form. And then the author includes photographs or illustrations. So what I want you to do, so this is off of the biography. So what I want you to do is in your own words, I want you to tell me what a biography is in your own words. So do not go back in the video and look at the definition that I wrote. In your own words, I want you to tell me what is a biography. And then today, guys, if you have some time, go on Epic and see if you can find any biographies on Epic to read. All right, guys.